घृणते भवादृशः पश्यामि नान्यं पुरुषात् पुरातनात् यः संयुगे त्वं रणमार्गकोविदम् आराध्ययिष्यति असुर वृषभे हितम् मनस्विनोऽयं घृणते भवादृशः पश्यामि नान्यं पुरुषात् पुरातनात् यं संयुगे त्वां रणमार्गकोविदम् आराध्य इष्यति असुरा ऋषभे हितम् मनस्विनोऽयं घृणते भवदृशः. Synonyms: Pashyami, I see; na, not; anyam, other; purushat, than the person; puratanat, most ancient; yaha, who; samyuge, in battle; tvam, to you; ranamarga, in the tactics of war; kovidam, very much skilled; aradhya ishyati, will give satisfaction; asura rishabha, O chief of the asuras; ihi, approach; tham, him; manasvinaha, heroes; yam, whom; grinate, praise; bhavadrishaha, trishaha, like you. Translation: You are so skilled in war that I do not see anyone else but the most ancient person, Lord Vishnu, who can give satisfaction in battle to you. Therefore, O chief of the Asuras, approach him, whom even the heroes like you mention with praise. Purport: Aggressive materialistic warriors are actually punished by the Supreme Lord for their policy of unnecessarily disturbing world peace. Therefore, Varuna advised Hiranyaksha that the right course to satisfy his fighting spirit would be to seek to fight with Vishnu. Om Jnanatimirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Padamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakammalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindho Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Rishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhescha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So, Pashyaminanyam Purushat Puratanat Yasam Yuge Tvam Ranamarga Kovidam Aradhi Ishyati Asura Rishabhehitam Manashvinoyam Kranati Bhavadrishaha. We have seen Hiranyaksha to satisfy his brother, sorry, to satisfy his brother, elder brother, who is Hiranyakashipu, or to impress his elder brother, Hiranyakashipu. He wants to fight. He developed that desire to fight everyone, basically. So this huge Daitya, so these are real Daityas. Who is a Daitya? Daitya is basically the sons of or the progeny of Mother Diti. So they were born out of Diti, Mother Diti. So they're the proper or the real Daityas. They are the original Daityas, right? So this huge Daitya, it is explained that he had anklets made of gold, and he had a Vaijayanti Mala. Vaijayanti Mala is generally worn, Krishna wears that Vaijayanti Mala. Krishna or Vishnu's forms. Ananta wears the Vaijayanti Mala. But here he is wearing the Vaijayanti Mala. In this context, Vaijayanti Mala means a mala or the garland of victory. So he had that garland of victory, a long one, and he was and with his club on his shoulder, resting on the shoulder, he was traveling around. So he was traveling around to find some opponent to fight with. So where all he went? He went to yeah. So why was he like, how did he get this um so the verse 22 says that manovirya varot siktam Arshanyam Akuto Bhayam. So when he was looking out for an opponent, he went to the higher planetary systems to find a suitable opponent to fight, but there was no one there. So why no one was there? Everyone was feared because Mahavirya, by mentally and physically or bodily wise, he was very strong, right? And Vara, and he had a boon. So this Hiranyaksha had a boon by then, and Uksiktam, he was very proud. These three things made the demigods really worried to fight. So they all ran away from the heavenly planet, heavenly planets. So what happens when the pride hits the head? We lose sanity, right? He was Utsiktam is a word used to show that he was very proud. So when the in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that Dhyayato Vishayan Pumsha Sangastage Teshu Pachayate Sangat Sanjayate Kama Kamat Krodho Bijayate. So 60, Bhagavad Gita 262. And the next verse, Krodhat Bhavati Sammoha Sammohat Smriti Vibrama Smriti Bramshat Buddhinashat Pranashyati. So 262 and 63, Krishna explains how this desire will lead to the destruction. So he says that Jhayato Vishan Pumshan. So while contemplating the objects of the senses, a person develops attachment for them, right? So he was here, Hiranyaksha was contemplating he developed a desire to impress his brother, to make his brother happy, right? That's what his desire was. So then what he started doing, then what happens? From such attachment, lust develops. So from that attachment, he had the desire to impress his brother, and that turned into a lust, okay? And from the lust, anger arises. So if the lust is not fulfilled, the anger arises. So he went into this, through this chain of reactions where in the beginning, he started to impress his brother. It became a strong desire, and he could not find anyone in the heavenly planets. He didn't find demigods to fight. So he got anger. Then the Krodhat Bhavati Sammohat Smriti Vibrama, Smriti Bramshat Buddhinashat Pranashyati. So he Krodhat, from the anger, complete delusion arises, and from delusion, bewilderment of memory. When memory is bewildered, intelligence is lost, and when intelligence is lost, one falls down again into the material pool. So this is what Krishna sings. So in the similar situation, Hiranyaksha had a strong desire that turned into a lust. That lust was not fulfilled. The anger arose, and from anger he checked the heavenly planets. He could not find it, so he jumped into the ocean. He came down and he down into the ocean. He was roaming in the ocean for years and years. The word says that he was roaming in the years. Uh, he was roaming in the ocean for the years. All right. So finally, he found Vibhavari. Vibhavari is the capital city of Varuna, right? Like Amaravati is the capital city of Indra. Vibhavari is the capital city of Varunadev, where he resides. So he finally, after roaming years and years in that unfulfilled desire, he went down. He found Vibhavari, and he went to Varunadev, and he was asking him to fight. So how was he asking him? He was asking him by falling at his feet, and Maitreya Muni quotes here that Smayam pralabdhum pranipatya nichavat. So he was like falling down as a low born being. Even though he's a demon, even though he was very powerful, but he was falling at the feet of Pranipatya. He's like he was falling at the feet of Varunadev as a low born, right? So even though he's acting, but his act was not proper, because he had a buddhi nasha, right? He has bewilderment of intelligence. His intelligence is lost because of this cycle, what we discussed, 62 and 63. So he was falling at the feet as a mockery to Varuna, and he's telling them, please fight with me, right? Vibhavari is a home of Varuna. Okay. So then the yesterday's verse, Mataji, Kalindi Mataji explained nicely. It says that Sayevam Utsikta Madhena Vidvisha. So again, Utsika word is used. Again, he's because of the pride and with vanity, Vidvisha by the enemy. Okay, so thus mocked by an enemy whose vanity has no bounds, the worshipful Lord of the waters waxed angry. So this is one important word which we want to see. So desire, Hiranyaksha had a desire, and when the desire turned into lust because of the deep contemplation on that, and that desire was not fulfilled, so the lust was not fulfilled, then the anger arose. But in this situation, Vibhavari, Varunadev was asked and mocked by Hiranyaksha, and Hiranyaksha was, when Hiranyaksha is mocking the great personality like Varuna, he got angry at the beginning. He really got angry, but he controlled that anger. He waxed that anger, right? Bhagavan, okay. So, Rosham Samutham Samayan. So, the words used are Rosham Samutham. The Rosham, the anger sprung up, but Samayam, he controlled it. So, like for example, there was a Kamsa, as a brother of Devaki, he was taking, the situation was very good, very pompous, like it was all celebration, because Kamsa felt that he had his dear sister Devaki, and she got married, right? So when the Devaki was about to leave from the home, Kamsa said that I will drive the chariot. Driving the chariot is a low job, but he said that because my sister is married and she is leaving, so he was loving her so much, so that he wants to drive the chariot, and he made Vasudeva and Devaki sat in the at the back, and he's take the reins of the horses to drive the chariot. So that was a situation. It was a most celebrating, like the wonderful situation. All celebrations were going on, but suddenly, due to that voice which came up, the voice says that the son born out of your sister will kill you. So just by that voice, the whole environment of the celebration turned into a war, right? So Kansa, he pulled his sister out and he wanted to kill her at that moment. So Vasudev, he acted in such a way that he convinced Kansa in such a way that he took them out of that situation. It was a difference of a second or two, and Vasudev convinced Kansa in such a way to take them out of that situation. So what we're learning here is an intelligent person, even though the situations comes in, even though the situations arises against our wishes or against our desires, what we have to do is we have to control that anger and that emotion and work towards the betterment, work towards the thinking about the future. What would be the future? So, for example, there are many cases we hear that in games, like in sports, there will be sledging. Now, people sledge. One team member will sledge the other team member. They provocate in such a way, or they say some words in such a way that the mind. So the sports, when you play, you should have a full concentration on the game. But just by provocating, or just by throwing some words, just by saying some nonsense, you can agitate the other person, or you can agitate the other team member so that they don't perform to their fullest. So this is cheating, but still people use it. So in that situation, there was a game, I think in 2008 Soccer World Cup. In Dale, I don't remember the names of this guys. But they won the final game just by sledging. One team member sledged the other team member, and he lost his control. And when he was not focused, they performed the last goal to win the Soccer World Cup. Just one small little sledging. So as devotees also, we will be put in situations, in so many situations like that, where people where we were put into a turmoil, or put into a situation where we were not expecting that situation, but still we have to act in such a way that we don't get disturbed, or we should be focused in our goal. What is our goal? To achieve Krishna, to perform the devotion service in the proper way. So we should not get distracted. So this is the lesson we learned from here. And yeah, but by dint of his reason, he managed to curb the anger that had sprung in him. So the anger which was sprung in him, Varuna, he managed to curb that, and he replied, "Oh dear one, we have now desisted from war, having grown too old for combat." So that was verse 29. In today's verse, he's continuing, Varuna is continuing to speak, and he says that Pashyami Nanyam Purushat Puratanat Yasam Yuge Tvam Ranamarga Kovidam Aradya Ishyati Ashura Rishabhehitam Manashvinoyam Granati Bhavadrishaha. So he's saying that Pashyami na Anyam. I am seeing none other than na Anyam. Anyam is other. Na means no. There is no choice, or no other person. Purushat Puratanad. It's a beautiful word. So let's read the summary, then we'll go back to the details of this verse. Yeah. So translation. Neither the hosts of demigods nor the great sages know my Pashyamitvam. So he's saying that you are so skilled in war that I do not see anyone else but the most ancient person, Lord Vishnu, who can give satisfaction in battle to you. That is Varna saying. Varna saying that I don't see anyone else but Lord Vishnu himself who can satisfy you in this war. If you want to fight, or if you want to have a battle with Vishnu, and he will be Aradhya Ishyati. He will fully satisfy. Aradhya Ishyati means he will fully satisfy you. Completely. You get that complete satisfaction of the battle. Therefore, O chief of Asuras, approach him, who even heroes like you mention with praise. So that is the translation of this verse. So here, Varuna have used a beautiful verse, Purushat Purathanat. So in the previous verses, he said that I cannot battle because I am very old, or we gave up in this warfare. We don't perform war. So he says that okay. In the last verse, he says that Ango Pasham Gata Vayam. So Gata Vayam. So we are old. We gave up in that process. So he's indirectly saying that on Srila Prabhupada translates into we are old, having grown too old for combat. So he's saying that I have grown old, but I am telling another oldest person than everyone else. So Purushat Purathanat is a very important, like the way he's mentioning here is that Purushat Purathanat. So when we are old, but there is another old person, the oldest person of this world, of this universe, or the known oldest person, the original personality, you fight with him. So that's a very good Sanskrit intelligence here to use this Purushat Puratanat here, because he's connecting the previous verse to that, right? So Purushat Puratanat, and Krishna is the origin, the supreme personality of Godhead, or Krishna or Vishnu. So and Brahma Samhita, Govinda Madi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Krishna, Brahmaji is saying each and every verse is ending with Govindam Adi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami. So Adi Purusham. So Adi is the beginning. He's the Purusha. He's the supreme personality who is the beginning of everything. Here also, Purushat Puratanat. So saying you are the first being, or you are the beginning, and saying you are the oldest person known is the same thing, right? It's converse, but it's the same thing. So there Brahmaji is saying that you are Adi Purusha. Adi means you are the beginning. Saying the beginning of something, or you are the oldest of everything, is the same meaning, right? It makes the same meaning. That's why these words are used for Krishna. So Krishna is Purushat Puratanat, and also he is Adi Purusha. Govindam Adi Purusham Tamham Bhajami. So Pashyamina Anyam, there is no one else but that oldest person, Purushat, the Supreme Personality, who is the oldest. He is the one who can give you the challenge, right challenge for you. So Yam Samigetvam Ranamarga Kovidam. So you are the expert in the warfare. So Aradhya Shati, if you want to have a satisfaction, please fight with this Aradhya Shati, like for the satisfaction, like Ashura Rishabha, he's praising Hiranyaksha as a chief of the Ashuras. Please approach the Purushat Puratanath, and who praises him? Manashvina heroes, like heroes praises him. So what does he mean by that? So Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead, and heroes grinate bhavadrishaha, like you, heroes like you praises him. So who praises him? Right? There was a there are many instances where heroes like Hiranyaksha praises Krishna or Arjuna, Krishna or Vishnu. So there are many instances. For example, if you take Kumbhakarna, Kumbhakarna is a very adept warrior, in the sense like, if Kumbhakarna, Ramayana says that when Kumbhakarna enters, he doesn't enter with any weapon. He doesn't have his own weapon, right? He just takes whatever he finds on the way and uses it as a weapon. For example, when he was walking into the war, he pulled and he was fighting with the hills and mountains which were there, falling there on big boulders or the stones. So he picked them and he was just crushing this army, monkey army. So just imagine Kumbhakarna, the huge structure, he was walking and he was crushing under his feet the armies of the monkey army, and he was attacking. The first one who fought with him was yeah, I forgot the name, but anyway, so he was crushing them, and he is attacking with the mountain. So with his feet he was crushing the army, and with the hands he picked up the big mountains and he was attacking. The second one he fought was with Sugriva. So he was also fighting Sugriva. He was fighting with Angad. Yeah, first one he fought was Angad. So Angada was trying to give him a punch him, and he wants to he battled Kumbhakarna. Angada battled Kumbhakarna, but Kumbhakarna was fighting with him using the mountain tops and hillocks. So he was picking them up and throwing in on the Angada. Then the same happened with Sugriva. So finally he killed so many Vanaras, and they took the shelter of Ram, and Ram finally killed Kumbhakarna. But the same Kumbhakarna, when he was awake, he was woke up from his nidra, or his sleep. Then he warns Ravana that what he has done is not right, and he told that Rama is a supreme personality of Godhead and he can easily win over you. So he warned that. He knew that even though he's a warrior, great warrior, but he knew the opponent, or the Ram. Ram is the so he praised the Ram at that point. He knows Kumbhakarna praised the Ram, saying that Ram can. It's what Ravana did was wrong. So that is one of the examples. And the second one, same thing with, if you go back and check Ramayana, Marichi, when Marichi is a Rakshasha or the demon. So when Ravana asked Marichi to go and act like a lady, the deer, golden deer, then also Marichi remembers what happened with him, right? When Vishwamitra took Ram and Lakshman towards to help him, or to protect him to protect him from the when Vishwamitra took Ram and Lakshman with him for the protection, to protect him from the yagna, right, the fire sacrifices, because these Rakshasas were disturbing his fire sacrifices. The Rakshasas who were disturbing his fire sacrifices were led by this Marichi and Subahu. So this when Ram shot an arrow to this Marichi. Marichi went miles, like hundreds of miles, yojanas, they say that, and uh, he fell near the ocean shore. So that's what Marichi remembers. That he remembers that Ram is very powerful. So Lord Ram is very powerful, and he reminds Ravana that what he knows. Even though he's a warrior, he went back. He stepped back and said, "No, we don't want to fight," because he praised Ram. Ram's potency, or the Ram's power, is different. So that is one example. Um, and like there are many examples, right? Vibhishan also appreciated Ram, and he came to Ram. So because they know the power of the Supreme Personality. So in the similar way, Varuna is deflecting, is trying to change the instead of when he was put in the trouble, he got angry. He subdued that anger, and what he did, he was deflecting the trouble which came to him to a higher purpose. He just putting and telling. He intelligently acted here. He acted saying that, okay, Hiranyaksha, you want to fight? That's fine, but I am old for the fighting. But there is one, the original person, or the oldest person, who can satisfy you. So please go and fight with Krishna. So that is what here saying. Here, Varuna was saying. Then, if you but the act of Hiranyaksha, he fell down at the feet of Varuna, and he's telling, please give me a chance to fight with you. And he was mocking, basically. So how does that act? Why would someone with such a power goes down to that level of mockery? Why would someone do that? It's because of the pride. When the pride happens, you get illusioned, and with that illusion, you get memory loss of memory. You don't, or loss of intelligence. Sorry, loss of intelligence. So what you do is, like, you don't have intelligence on what you are acting upon. The similar situation happened when Duryodhana was asked to give at least five villages, right? And Krishna went as a messenger, ambassador for Pandavas, and he requested to give only five villages. But instead of that, he didn't give anything. That's a different story. But he tried to attack Krishna, and try to attack, try to tie Krishna up, and make ambassador is supposed to be a peaceful person. No one can hurt ambassador. But in this case, Duryodhana was trying to tie up Krishna and put him in his prison. So that was the level of that was the level we fall down to when we have pride, when we lose the intelligence. So that is another example, Duryodhan. So as devotees also, we can say that, oh, we are devotees, and we will not, we don't act like that. So all these examples set in Bhagavatam, like the other day, His Grace Gauranga Prabhu was mentioning that these stories are happening, but these are for the lessons for us. Even though there are many instances that they have provided in scriptures, there are many examples provided in the scriptures. They have done it, but we should think that these are the lessons for us. We should imbibe those summary or the conclusions, and we should imbibe those qualities, and learn from that lessons, and act in the proper way. Okay. So that is today's verse. Pashyami nanyam purushat puratanat yah samyuge tvam ranamarga kovidam. So basically, Varuna is saying that you are so skilled in war that I do not see anyone else but the most ancient person, Lord Vishnu, who can give satisfaction in the battle to you. Therefore, O chief of Asuras, approach him, whom even heroes like you mention with praise. Hare Krishna. Madhupati Prabhu, over to you.
Thank you very much, Hari Kishore. I'd like to wish you all a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead. We'd like to offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord this very auspicious month of Ramadan. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Nrsimha, Jai Nrsimha, Jai Jai Nrsimha, Praladesha, Panna Mukha Panna Bringa, Ugra Mahavishnu, Galantam Sarvatomukam, Nrsimham Vishanam Bhadram, Nityam Mrityunamamyam. Nrsimha Bhagwan ki Jai, Prahlad Maharaj ki Jai. Let's offer our humble obeisances to all the Samar Vaishnavas. Mancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyo patitanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Vaishnavinda ki jai, Granthad Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. God
Thank you, everyone.